How are you doing, Diana?
Good. How are you, Brigitte?
Good. Yeah, so I'm excited for you to give some meatless meal tips today because I feel like during Lent and for some of us traditional Catholics on Fridays, like it can be so tough to just come up with like meals that are like nourishing and full of protein for our family.
Yeah. Let's see. How do I start off with? So I usually there's three tips that I try to follow by. The first one is to build your dinner off your protein. So since it's meatless, we'd go with either beans, eggs, cheese, yogurt, anything of that sort, and then build it off of that. So like if you do, let's say pinto beans, you'll want to do quesadillas. Or if you want to do white beans, you could even do that with pasta and kale. So that's the easiest route. And use what you have on hand, because that's usually the easiest, because then you have to run to the store and then build. And then after you go run to the store, you don't want to start cooking sometimes. You're too tired from that.
Yeah.
So yeah, usually like tonight I'm going to make pinto bean quesadillas and, have salsa and guacamole, and hopefully the kids, enjoy them.
That sounds good. Yeah. Everyone loves quesadillas.
Yeah. And my second tip is you can actually make any comfort food vegetarian. So like, for instance, I love French onion soup, but that has beef broth in it, and we can't have beef. So you can switch it up and just add vegetable broth, or even they make mushroom broth, which looks like the same color as beef broth. So any meal that you think you want a comfort food, you can, substitute it and make it vegetarian. Vegetable broth is the best because I feel like I replaced it so much this time of year.
Yep.
Beef broth. And I would say,
yeah, I do that too. Like, I'll do like there's even tomato soups that I like to make that like call for like a beef broth, and I'm like, well, I could just sub this out for vegetable, and it's easy enough.
Oh, yeah. And you can even make your own vegetable broth, so it's almost more cost effective. When you save the vegetable scraps, and you don't have to go also run to the store.
Smart, yeah.
If you save all your vegetable scraps throughout the week, by Friday, you're like, yeah, I have so much.
Yeah.
And the third, and this might be a little silly, but I actually base my meals off the weather. So if it's like a hot day, like we've been having some weird hot weather these past this winter, I will make something a little lighter, like a salad just for dinner, and like a nice hearty salad, like with vegetables and beans or hard-boiled eggs. But if it's like really like cold and wintry, you want to make like a bean chili, or you want to make something, a little more cozy, like a pureed soup, like a butternut squash soup.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Oh yeah. Like you made that good lasagna.
Yeah, not last night. For Wednesday night, I did a butternut squash lasagna with spinach, and like it had a lot of cheese. So I guess you could cut back on the cheese if you don't like dairy. But no, it was really yummy.
Yeah, like that's perfect. That's so cozy and comfort, So yeah, those are the best tips that I try to use. Well, this Lent I actually gave up meat the whole time.
Wow,
so,
good for you.
Every day I've had to come up with something.
Yeah,
but
that's tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's awesome that you've been able to, like you said, and I don't know if you said fish. I know you do some fish too, but yeah, I know not everyone likes fish, but at least if you don't like fish, like you said, you could do eggs or beans or like other things to still get protein, because obviously that can be tough, like making sure you have enough protein even during Lent, because we're still like most of us, either stay at home mom or going to your job, like whatever you're doing, you still need a little bit of nourishment, even though this is that time of like fasting. So
yeah. And you want to also like feed the family well and like fill them up, because you know how that could be. Like with kids, they always constantly want snacks. Yeah. So you want to make sure that they're full enough at dinner so they're not hungry or after. The younger, the ones that aren't like really fasting,
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I didn't give you a good intro to start. I just wanted to say like about like Diana, like how you're an awesome Catholic mom, you have 3 kiddos, and I was gonna say like 2 things that I think are really impressive, like how you do, like you say, most everything from scratch. Like not everyone can do that, but just if they want those ideas from you, like your mayos and your hot sauces, like I think it's really great how you're showing how simple it can be to just make these like little things that are such like a flavor additive to your meal, especially this time of year when we aren't having meat,
Yeah, no, totally. And we have all the things on hand. Like consider all the staples that you have in your house. You could use those things at the simplest meals, even like what is it? I mean, bread, you have, for the most part, you know, you have flour, eggs, baking soda, baking powder, baking soda. You can use all those things to make bread or waffles. A waffle mix is huge. You know, you can make that in the morning. And we have all these staples on hand that are really helpful, you know. We don't have to just all run to the store, and you don't even have to have additives or preservatives. You can make all these things yourself.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Well, I think that's most of it, Diana. I just wanted to say though too, like that you have an awesome cookbook that I've also like used some, and for anyone who's like watching, thank you for taking the time. But I know it can be so tough to like come up with good like meatless meal ideas. So if you're wanting like legit like recipes and ideas, like Diana shares like so many great ideas like on her stories. She does like reels, she does posts on it. So where can they find you if they like have questions or they want to see like what what platforms are you on?
Oh, so I'm on Instagram and Facebook. I think I'm pretty sure I'm searchable on Facebook, so you could find it on Diana Johnston. But on Instagram, it's the Daisy Apron, and which is also the name of my book, which is basically based off the fact that me and my daughters, we cook together. Mainly June has her own little Daisy apron, and so I have a Daisy apron together. So yeah, it's a fun experience. But I mean, it's hard, but it can take
patience cooking with them, right?
yeah, it takes a longer time. You know, so you have your days where you're just like, I just want to make this and get it over with. But then they're like, can I cook? Can I cook? Yes, you can. But
even my 1-year-old is already like he wants to mix like batter with me. I'll pick him up and he's like, let me do it. I'm like, okay, you can't really do it, but at least you're trying.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
He's gonna be 1, right?
Yep, next week. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such an active age.
Oh yeah.
So, well, this was fun, Brigitte.
I know. Thank you so much for chatting and giving these valuable tips for people. I know as Catholics, it can be hard to like keep the meatless meals good and healthy, and so thank you for sharing, and please reach out to either one of us. I'm not an expert at cooking like Diana is, but I can still answer questions or also like point you to her if you're looking for ideas or wanting to check out her cookbook or anything.
Great. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.
Bye.